Hello, this is Andrew Parr, the founder of the Self-Help Academy, mypastlife.com, professional hypnotherapy London, and all those bits and pieces. Good to be with you again. As you can see, I've stepped outside the padded cell for a while. I'm actually in Australia right now, and staying in the rainforest for a couple of weeks with some friends over here before I go down to Sydney to do the hypnotherapy training course I'm running down there. But I had some thoughts over the past few days I wanted to share with you, especially inspired by some of the people over here. This is a lovely country, some lovely people. And I noticed that the story people tell here is different than I've noticed in other places. So what do I mean by that, the story? Okay, each of us, we tend to go around in loops, repeating our patterns, repeating our thoughts, saying the same things in different ways sometimes, but creating the same feeling. And of course the same feeling then creates the same set of experiences. It kind of radiates out into the world and brings us back stuff. So it's always important to notice what story you're telling. I was actually saying this to my webinar participants last week, the last session. Just pay attention to the story you tell each day. If somebody asks you a question, what do you say? Do you say the same things? Do you tell your problems, or do you keep it very simple? Have you ever noticed when people say, how's it going? People say, good, thanks. And that's great. That's really good. It's just like an instant good feeling. And I was thinking it'd be a good exercise for anybody just to practice that. So anybody says to you, how are you doing? How's it going? How are you? Good morning, or whatever. And they ask you, you just say, good, thanks. Yeah, great. Even if you had a terrible day the day before, just start saying good and see how it makes you feel. Because so many things are about switching your perspective. All right? I know we get caught up in problems and issues, and they make us feel certain things, that make us focus on certain things in a certain way. But that kind of spirals us down into this loop of difficulty. So anytime you can interrupt that process and just stop saying the same thing and do something different, you begin to break out of that, and then you see things differently. Once again, it's like you put on a different pair of spectacles so you can see life slightly differently. Even if you do that for 5 seconds a day, it's just a little break in that loop. And I've got some more videos on this coming soon. I've got a bit more time now, so I can put some more videos together for you. But to begin with, just start catching yourself. Every time you go to repeat your same story, stop. And either change it, or just keep it very simple, or don't say anything. Alright? And if people try and get you to buy into their story, oh, life's tough, isn't it? And they wait for you to say, sure is. Just don't. Just don't answer. Okay? So just play around with that idea for a moment about stopping your own story, and as you do that, you'll notice other people's stories more. Okay, that's quite a good insight. Very simple thing to do, but very effective. So have a play around with that, and let me know how you get on with it. Now, if anybody interested in the hypnosis training, it's in a little over 2 weeks' time. I'm up in the north, or it seems north to me at the moment, around the Byron Bay area, Mullumbimby, in the rainforest right now. Very lovely. But 2 weeks' time, I'll be heading back down to Sydney, where we're doing the training course, which I'm really looking forward to. Got a few spaces left. I always keep a maximum size on my groups to make it very personal, very intimate. But there's a couple of spaces left, and I'd love for you to join me. So why would you even think of doing that? Let me try and answer that for you. First of all, if you've got any interest in the human mind and how it can be used to great effect, then hypnosis and the whole topic of hypnosis is a fascinating topic. It's much more than what people expect. If you've ever seen hypnosis on TV and stage and so on, you get such a tiny little element of that. That's fun and entertainment. I quite enjoy those things, but there's so much more to it than that. If you want to know more about how the human mind works and how you can use that for yourself and others, then I can go through that with you very simply in these 2 days. I can introduce you into what hypnosis is, how it works, why it works, what it isn't, which is very important, and how to introduce hypnosis into anybody who's willing. How you can guide someone into hypnosis. Anybody who's willing, you can introduce them to hypnosis, get them into that state very easily, very quickly if you want to. I'll teach you how to do that on the course. And then, of course, because the theme of this is about past lives and past life regression, because that's quite a fun subject, I'll then teach you how to take it a step further and begin to take people into a past life regression experience, if that's what you're interested in, which is, again, fascinating. Whether you do this for fun, for yourself, or it's just something you know that you can do on your friends and family and so on, or whether you want to make a career of it, I'll teach you everything you need to know in those 2 days. And somebody did email me and said, well, how can you teach it all in 2 days? And it's actually very simple when you know the right things to teach. Okay, as you know, I spent years and years, thousands of hours doing this, and I really, well, my way is just to cut out all the nonsense. Really, just go straight to the core. Just learn what you need to learn, ditch everything else, and get the fundamental right, and then you can add on your own stuff after that. So all I want to do is teach you how to get someone in hypnosis, how to regress someone safely, how to take them through an experience and bring them out again and remember it, and then make use of that information in whichever way is appropriate for them. And that's what I want to do, and I can do that in 2 days with you. Okay, that's easy. All right. All the theories and about past lives and reincarnation, well, we can have a chat about that, all right, and we can go through it, the different possibilities, but that won't help you regress someone. So I'm going to make this very, very practical. All right, we can have dinner, we can have a chat, we can have a drink together and talk about that stuff, but I want the training to be very practical. So you learn hypnosis, you learn how to regress somebody, you learn how to take them safely through a regression experience, bring them back and get something useful from it. That is my 100% aim for those 2 days. Plus, of course, I'll introduce you to, if you want to then build some kind of career out of it, for those of you who are interested in that, I'll spend a bit of time telling you how to do that, work with clients, how to interview them, how to interact, how to relax them, how to get them into the session, and that kind of subject. There's no exam if you don't want it, but I will issue a certificate of attendance to anybody who comes along, just to show you've been along to it. And I will provide a voluntary exam for you to take away and complete. And once you've done that, then you kind of, in a way, satisfied me that you've understood everything I've taught you and put it into practice and know what to do. Then I'll issue with like a certification training that I feel you're up to the standard I'd like, if I'm sending paying clients to you, because that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to be able to send you some of my clients to treat them. All right, but I need to know you know your stuff before I do that. So there's a voluntary exam at the end of it if you wish. It's quite simple, but it'll prove to me that you know how to apply what I've taught you. The Past Life website I have usually comes up one of the highest ranking ones in most countries in the world. You type Past Life Regression on my website, my Past Life Regression website will pop up position 1, 2, 3 of Google, something like that. It gets about 15,000 visits a month or so. So if you want some business from my website, I should be able to send that to you that way. But that's just for people who've done the training with me. I'm only running these training courses twice this year. 2 weeks' time in Sydney, Australia, and then in May in the UK. I will not be repeating it this year. I was thinking about it, but it's not going to work out. I've got too many things on at the moment. So anybody else, this is the chance. If you want to take it, this is the chance. And I tend not to repeat these things. I tend to put everything I've got into something, and then I move on to the next thing. All right. So 2 weeks' time in Sydney. I'd love you to join me. It's going to be 2 days of interesting stuff, lots to do. Or May in the UK. All right. If you're interested, just hit the buttons below, grab those last few spaces, and come and join us. You'll learn lots. It'll be very interesting, very relaxed, very informal, but you will learn an awful lot. So I do hope you can join me and look forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, also pay attention to changing your story or not repeating it. There'll be more self-help videos available very, very soon. So I look forward to your comments on those, or joining me in Sydney or the UK. Thanks so much. Have a lovely day, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye.